snow plan?
There not, there needs to be something, obviously, if you've got about 85 and 90% of the roads clear, you can have school, then, you need to have school. We ran the same thing at Trace Fork with running water up to those folks up there. This wasn't, it's, if you live in a remote area, that's one of the advantages of living in a remote area is that you're kind of out by yourself. It's very, very nice, but it also has its inconveniences, and that's one. Normally people
I want to
live
go
and
back
have,
to the grant
four-wheel
we
drive.
received to look at the transportation and point out that that's going to also allow us to look at those areas because of the turnarounds for the regular size buses. We're going to have the opportunity to run shorter buses, smaller buses into those areas. The turnarounds won't be that difficult. So that may help us on a lot of these roads.
That's good.
Our families can't help. Families can't help where they have to live.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's.
And we're going to do everything that we possibly can, short of jeopardizing the safety of our children that are
Make
on the
sure
bus
that
and our drivers, of trying to get those kids. I joked with somebody the other day, a faith-based partner here in our community. They run a church van up every holler that'll if they think they can get a kid, they'll run a four-wheeler up there to get them.
Yeah.
If only we could be that aggressive
Yeah.
at picking up our kids. But we will do everything that we possibly can
You get all the kids.
to get these kids to school in the safest manner possible.
But like the perfect attendance, they're just out of luck, right? I
Well-
need to answer questions. That's one of the questions they want to know.
I don't think I'm prepared to answer that question. When we had that first day to where we had the partial, we were prepared to give them that day. But I don't think we can continue that because I think it puts all those kids at a disadvantage who can make it every day. But for those who can't get out of the holler, we may be able to do something about EA. I'm not sure yet. I don't think I can answer that right now, but I will find out.
We can talk to the county and things like that.
We
We
can
can
see
talk
what
to
we
the
can
county
do.
and see if they
Absolutely.
can get, the equipment
We
out.
can't count them there because, well, it's illegal. You can't. We're getting our seat allocations based upon our ADA, our average daily attendance. And if we count students who are not in school, then we're just not.
I understand
We
not
don't do
running the
that.
buses if the roads are bad. But if the roads aren't bad, as some were the last time, I don't understand that. But, just as long as we know they're bad.
So how do drivers make that decision themselves or what? If you have a driver that comes up to the place.
There are actually the haulers that are listed on this snow plan are the ones that are notorious for extended amount of time of snow and ice.
Okay, is Castle Branch on that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And so
There was a lady
when-
told me that she went up there. It was a very,
when,
very bad place to turn
Yeah,
around.
when Greg goes out or he talks to his bus drivers, I think Deb even let him, but Greg had a PD today as well. But there are bus drivers that he will contact. He goes out himself 4:30 in the morning, sometimes earlier, but these are the first places that he looks at that are notorious for not getting any sunshine, and the ice is still there and the snow is still there. Rather than driving all over the county, these are the places that you go to. And I kind of kidded him the other day, we need to just set some cameras up out there and we'll be able to monitor them without having to go out there. But these are the ones that keep the ice and snow on. And then Greg calls me and tells me whether he believes that it's safe to travel or make the turnarounds. Same with the flooding potential as well.
It seems really bad just to call off school for the whole district over a few little isolated things. If we couldn't, maybe
And then I go out and look
fix.
at the hill that I live on.
Huh? Yeah, just maybe fix a different turn, or place some other location. Place it where the sun shines, actually, or something like that.
Well, we got some good community partners, and some of the families, they'll say, look, I don't want you to turn around there all the time, but under these circumstances, there's folks who are letting us turn around in
If you
their
had to, well,
driveway
that's
things
good.
because they know we can't get up there any further.
Yeah.
So, takes the whole
Good.
community.
So you need approval of the snow plan?
Yes, sir.
I need a motion to approve the snow plan.
I make a motion.
Have a motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item under new business, Donnetta had some information on Head Start buses.
Well, no, it's, we already went through the, buses.
Bus
I was-
routes, okay.
Yeah, I was wanting to mention Saltwell.
Okay.
The bus house, we ever get the bus house for the middle court girls.
I was with, it's being built. It's not out there yet, but I was with Mr. Jude, right, Thursday, and he went down and he's gone down and picked the supplies up at the lumber store and in the process of building that.
And to pick them up is out of the question, right?
Oh, I don't think it's out of the question. Those kids?
Well, they were picked up last year, and we're
Yeah.
trying to understand why they're not picked up this year. And from what I can understand is what I heard is the bus doesn't want to make a turnaround. And I'm thinking on a rainy day, if the bus driver's in a shelter and it's warm, does it make more sense for that bus to go down and make a turnaround, or those kids to walk through a long backyard across the creek and stand over in the rain? Which one makes more sense?
Well, the bus goes up, as I understand it, the bus goes up past the house
Well,
because they're on the driver's side of the
it
bus.
goes up, yeah.
And so when it goes up, they don't pick them up.
No, they would have to walk across the floor.
But when they come back down, they're on,
They go back around, they go back down a side road and loop. That's why they built the bridge, where they need the bus.
so they don't
house.
come back down.
There's a back road.
Right, but they don't come back down.
No, they
That
loop
road.
around and go down that back road and then come back out down the floor.
So
That would
what,
save you bus house, but you know, this is.
I'd rather avoid the bus houses, as I've shared with people before, their liabilities.
That, it comes up to 40, and then it goes, there's a side road that goes down between the fast lane.
And the
the
Church of
house.
Christ there.
Well, yeah, they go down that side road and then they take that side road all the way down and then come back
Come
out
out the other
lane.
end.
Down,
Okay. All right.
and all they have to do is make a quick turnaround.
And we need a bus house built anyhow, but I'll make sure that it seems like they could come in the other end instead of going up the fast lane first, just go in the other end. They'd be on the same side of the bus and they can get on with the door side. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
The Head Start, I visited some Head Starts yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday, my days are running together. They have no general supplies.
You know what?
General supplies. They're making their own Play-Doh. I ask them, how do you make your Play-Doh? We buy it. They buy the things to make their Play-Doh.
Who buys it?
The teacher, or the...
Out of their pocket?
Yeah, they're buying everything out of their pocket. They just went got taken. They did get a shipment in that day, but it was very little. One lady had been out of ink for months.
Mm-hmm.
They are out of like paper towels, so just the basic, they're out of it. Tape, she had to go get tape. She says to you know, she does sign a sheet of what they received,
Mhm.
so there is a record of that, and they're not receiving anything. Let's see. There were two that was needing special assistance.
Head Start? Okay. And we do afford those, do we not?
Yes, when needed.
For-
Yes, when
you mean-
determined by the ARC.
What did you say? They need,
Special needs assistance. To,
did they require them or just want them?
I don't know if they're, yeah, I suppose.
Are we needing any?
No, I think they're probably referring to the situation we discussed earlier about reports that were being submitted that.
Okay.
These are two different locations.
Mhm.
Two different locations. One of the classrooms has mold on the ceiling. That's not good.
Where? Warfield?
Uh-huh.
Do you know which room number or teacher or?
I know she was the youngest one. That's all I remember.
Tina, could you make notes for me, please? So I won't forget as well.
If you want more things.
Let me, I'm sorry, did you have others?
The parents also are wanting to know why they can't use the copier. The volunteer parents, they want to know why they can't use the copier and the cutout. Is there a cutout machine?
I have no idea.
They're going in and volunteering, but there's
What
not
parents?
much.
Just all parents or Head Start parents?
Head Start, just all Head Start.